hole in the wall restaurants taste so good because of the struggle. All right. Like real no shit. I bring this up because I talked about this dumpling place before. But there's this or a the Canton wonton noodle house in downtown Seattle in International
We're
District.
not sponsored, I promise.
We're not, but my buddy introduced us to this place, and this place tastes so damn good. But he's got a baby crib in the corner. He's got his kid over there
Holy
working
shit.
on the laptop on their schoolwork. Like, bro, struggling to survive down up in these streets. Okay, and that food is fucking fire. Because if it wasn't, he couldn't afford this shit. He couldn't afford to fucking have a place in Seattle and open a restaurant like this because of the
Man,
struggle. Like that's real no shit.
late night in DC for Otakon, I go into a Chinese restaurant just to grab dinner because I was hungry as fuck. Some kid is working the counter, absolutely not allowed, way too young. I'm like, okay, sure, why
If you
not?
go into a
Bro, let
Chinese
me
takeout place and you see a 5-year-old kid answering phones and taking people's orders, that shit's gonna be fire.
listen. Let me tell you.
And
So,
oh my god, the food there fucking slapped. I was like, yo, this is so good.
so my mom used to work in a bunch of restaurants, right? And we couldn't afford babysitters or nothing like that. So my mom would take me and my older sister with her to these restaurants. And my
That's
sister was young, but she got hella tall back in the 5th grade. So she's as tall as she was gonna ever be. I think she's like 5'5" right now. But she got to 5'5" in 5th grade, so she could pass off as like, okay, she kind of looks like a worker, a teenager who could work here, right?
Mm.
Even though she wasn't yet. So she got to be a waitress, and I used to do dishes for like Otter Pops and like change, like the tip jar and stuff. Because so this restaurant that my mom worked at, it doesn't exist anymore. It closed down, but because of well, my mom don't work there no more because she works in a different field. But it closed down now, so you can't. Nothing you guys can do to cancel this place.
It closed down because John's mom wasn't there to hold the place.
no, really,
Yeah, no,
probably.
like she was the sous chef, and my I call them, so in Asian culture we call a lot of people like family friends and stuff uncles and aunts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember Uncle Richie was like the head chef, and he was the brother of the restaurant owner. And it was my Uncle Dennis and Aunt Mao, I believe, are the ones who own that place. But basically, it was a Japanese and a Thai restaurant. It was a mix, right? So we had the Japanese chef, which was Uncle Richie and Aunt Mao, and then there was my mom, who is Thai. So it was a weird split restaurant of like, here's Japanese food and also here's Thai food. It wasn't fusion food. It was just a restaurant called Japan Thai that was one and had both of these type of dishes. And let me tell you that the food there was fucking amazing. I loved eating there all the time. And I'd get brought there, and we had one of those old boob tubes where you had to like an antenna and you got to swap the channels with a dial.
Gotta put the aluminum foil
So
on.
well, we'd get there early in the morning on Saturday. I'm like, I'm a little kid. I'm like, man, I want to watch my Saturday morning cartoons. Got to watch some Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like, how does Yugi beat use the giant stone soldier to attack the moon? Like, quite literally, I remember that I watched that episode in this restaurant. So I remember I'd like go into the back because there's no dishes yet, so I can't clean no dishes. So I'd just be watching cartoons in the back corner of the restaurant on this boob tube TV. But then obviously when the restaurant opened, I couldn't be out there anymore. So I'd have to go into the back of the kitchen near the walkway. And my Uncle Richie, he's the one who let me play a bunch of Game Boy games. I got to play a bunch of like Game Boy Advance games and SP games, or Game Boy Advance on his SP, because I didn't have one. I had a Game Boy Advance, but I didn't have an SP.
Big
But
shout
he let
out
me
to
play
Uncle
his
Richie.
bro.
Yeah.
Uncle Richie had a bunch of issues, but he's a he had a bunch of anger issues, and I hope he's found peace with his life now. But thank you, Uncle Richie, for letting me play your Game Boy. I got to play because I'd be sitting there waiting for the dinner rush so I could start doing dishes. So I like, what else is a kid gonna do? I can't watch my Saturday morning cartoons no more. So I'd go and play some video games, play the Game Boy, just sitting in the back next to the walk-in freezer, just playing through like Zelda and all this other stuff. But this restaurant tasted so damn good because of the struggle, man. Like, bro, these health standards, all this stuff, like, oh man, good times, man, good times. It was I know shit was working for Otter Pops. Like all I cared about was like because to me I was like I gotta be here anyway. I always gotta be with my parents, like my mom or my dad. I'm gonna be stuck doing whatever they want us to do. So it didn't matter to me. But here I got video games. I'm getting Otter Pops, and they're paying me tip. Like I have money because they're giving me from the tip jar money because I'm doing dishes. I'm like, bro, I did this shit for free. You're like, I thought they were getting fucking bamboozled. They're getting suckered because I was like, I do this shit for free, bro. Like, oh shit, you giving me money? You're feeding me and giving me money and letting me play video games and watch cartoons? Oh man. Who hasn't engaged in a little bit of child labor
Illegal.
exploitation?
Exploitative child labor.
Bro, it was a different time, all right? Like
Very different.
it's a struggling family restaurant. Like when you're part of an immigrant family, you understand like your parents come here, they try to make a better life. They got to do shit, all
Oh
right?
yeah.
And you got to help out your family. You got to do what you got to do. So to me, that was just normal behavior. I don't think it was abusive at all. Like I was just helping my mom out. Like what else
You
is my
were
mom
just
gonna
helping
do?
survive. You
My
weren't
mom's
being
fucking trying to
exploited.
survive. Like I remember back in like the 90s and stuff. She used to also before she became a chef, she used to work as a cleaning lady. And I remember she would take me with her to go clean skyscrapers in downtown Seattle. Because again, no
Oh
babysitters
wow.
or nothing. Yeah, so I'd be chilling with her, just going around helping clean offices. And like I said, I used to do that shit for free. My mom, because I'm so used to my mom takes me somewhere, I got to do whatever she needs me to do while I'm there, and I just do it because I can't complain. This doesn't matter.
I'd take those hole in the wall places though. They may not look like much, but man, you can get some good shit. Get some
Yeah,
good
no,
shit.
like I said, it's the
There's a
struggle, bro.
there's
If
a
it tastes good, it wouldn't exist no more. Because nobody would walk into a nasty ass fucking place if the food wasn't good.